All right, so here's a breakdown of what's really needed when it comes to small business SEO. So you finally started a business and you're doing what you love. You offer top quality products and services, and you've invested in ads and print materials. However, there's a very small business ecosystem where staying competitive is challenging. To put yourself in front of the right audience, you need to build a solid online presence, and building and optimizing a website is a great starting point. It's where you should definitely be starting. So no matter if you plan on doing SEO yourself or hire it out, the first thing you need to understand is some very basic SEO terms and practices. So let's go ahead and dive right in. The first one is focus on user intent. Now, user intent has been used different ways, so I want to make sure that you understand what that means. User intent is where everyone is saying that content is king. However, creating content for the sake of SEO is just not enough. A lot of people will write it so it's meant for the search engines, but not for the actual user itself. The intent is not for the user. The intent is for search engines, which will get you there, but once the people get to your website, it doesn't make as much sense. You need to focus on the customers and what you want from them. So the idea is to understand the actual search intent behind every keyword that you're trying to rank for. So for example, if somebody does a Google search for Adidas shoes, for example, this means they probably want to buy them, right? So in this case, you could target keywords like buy Adidas shoes or Adidas shoes online. But if you go to a website like Answer the Public, I'll have a link for that below here, and then enter the keyword that you're looking for, you're going to see what your audience is actually searching for. They may be searching for terms like what Adidas shoes are popular, or why buy Adidas shoes, or which Adidas shoes are made from ocean plastic, and stuff like that. Stuff that you may not have thought to try to rank your website for. So in other words, they want to inform themselves about the actual brand that they're looking for and maybe not purchase immediately. So it may be something that you want to put in the blog post and the different information that you're posting on your website. So that's the basic idea behind optimizing for any keyword on your website. So you first need to understand the intent behind each of these keywords, be it commercial or navigational, and then link to the right pages on your website from those keywords. So remember, Google doesn't really care about your intent, which is, in this case, to sell a product. It focuses on providing users with relevant content, and therefore it'll show your page high if it's valuable to the searchers. Now, build quality backlinks. You're going to hear different theories on this. Some people say you don't have to. For a long time, it was the main way to rank your website. It's still very important to do, so just make sure that you're doing it the right way. So backlinks are one of Google's most significant ranking factors, depending on who you talk to. And those are links that you obtain from other authority websites in your niche. So like in the past, link building was a lot easier. You could just have any website linking into you and it would count. There used to be things like Google PageRank, but they've done away with a lot of that. And in the past, your goal was just to build a bunch of links to your website, and that could be done very cheaply and automated. You don't want to do that anymore. The focus is on the focus was on quantity, not quality. Now the focus is on quality links. They have to be relevant links from quality authority websites. So it definitely has changed a lot. Google assesses the actual quality of the site that's pointing to you, and it also observes the anchor link that the actual text is linking to you from. So again, let's use like Adidas shoes as the example. You could have a link on another blog post that says more information about the latest Adidas shoes, and that whole sentence is a link to your website. That is that anchor text that I'm talking about there. So in building these links, they first need to focus on finding sites in the same niche. If you're selling shoes, you don't want this to be on a cooking blog or something else like that, so it has to be within the same niche. If you're in the law industry, your law firm SEO strategy might include identifying blogs within that same niche, connecting with them. Now, this could be different things. It doesn't necessarily have to be law in this case. It could be a parenting website talking about divorce, maybe if you're a divorce lawyer, or something about a very specific state law. Then you could have that be on another blog that talks about things about that state. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the exact same industry. It just has to be relevant to what you're trying to link for. So if you're publishing guest content, make sure that it's quality, informational, relevant, as well, that your links and anchors are always inserted organically within there. You don't want it just to have a random word. It has to actually make sense to be in there. So this will help boost your backlink profile, but also drive more quality traffic to your site, as well as maximize your industry reputation. So apart from guest blogging, there's some other tactics that will work for you. Analyzing your competitors' backlinks, there's a lot of tools that you can use for this. If your competitors are building links on authority websites, you can copy their strategy and build links from those same websites as well. Just do a little bit of outreach to those. We'll talk more about what those sites are that you can use to search for what your competitors are using. Broken link building, this is kind of an interesting tactic where you find faulty links on credible blogs and you can say, wow, this link is not working. I'm going to reach out to that company and say, hey, I see that this link isn't working anymore. You know, websites go away, things like that. Here is a relative link that you could use of my websites that offers the same kind of information, maybe better, and it'll help fix that broken link for you. Link reclamation. So like if a blogger is using a content piece or an image without linking to you, you can reach out to them and just say, hey, I see that you are talking about this on your website. Would you mind using this keyword or this image, whatever, to link to my site to give your readers more information on it. Contributing to Haro, which is Help a Reporter Out. It's a popular platform where journalists ask questions about a wide range of topics, and your goal is to provide them with accurate and detailed answers for the things that they're looking to write news articles on. So if they use your answers, they're going to link back to your website and boosting your brand credibility. So this is really good. Signing up with them as being a possible contributor, you will get a ton of emails. But if you just kind of like once a day go through there and you look and see if there's anything that's relevant to you or you may be able to help them out with, it would definitely be a very helpful backlink to your website. So after you're done with that, optimize your site for local searches. Sometimes people do this first. It just depends on what type of website you have. If it's just local, I would start with local as opposed to the backlinking. If you're more of a national website and you're not really focused on local, then you can focus on the backlinks and everything we talked about up until this point. So if you do run a local business, you should definitely invest in local SEO and target the right customers. So again, if you're selling custom-made products that are only local, you're not going to sell nationally throughout the United States. There's no sense in trying to rank nationally for your product. Again, if you're selling Adidas shoes, then you can sell nationally, that's not a problem. But if you're a very local business, you just want traffic to come into your store, you're going to want to optimize for local search. So start with keyword research, and like I've mentioned, keyword intent is very crucial. In this case, you want to get noticed in relevant local searches. So that's why you need to add your location to your keywords. So for example, if you run like a local bookstore here, it would be logical that Bookstore Detroit would drive more relevant traffic to your bookstore if someone was looking for a Detroit bookstore, as opposed to one in a different city. Or you could, that's where a lot of people start to optimize for terms like bookstore near me. You would then show up in a local search because Google would know that, oh wow, they've linked Detroit, they know that they're very local within Detroit, and if this person is geolocated in the Detroit area, your search would come up as opposed to another state or another city. So you should pay attention to the conversational keywords that are populating among when doing like a mobile or voice search. So for example, instead of entering their location, they usually search for more organic phrases, kind of like bookstore near me or bookstore open right now. Just a couple examples of conversational searches where people are going to be searching for something like that, as opposed to something very broad. So you should also keep in mind like where you build these links from. So instead of a global popular blogging sites, focus on local ones. So this could be something like from your local chamber of commerce or local news or paper type of websites. Other local businesses, this is a really good one where sometimes people will put relevant links to companies that they work with or that they think provide value to their customers. So overall, SEO may seem a little bit overwhelming, but it is something that really any business owner could go in and start to take care of. If not, at least understanding what you need to know to outsource this to the right people, you will start to notice an improvement in your SEO. So if you have any questions about this SEO or anything we've covered here or maybe not covered, feel free to reach out to me directly or leave a comment below and I will reach back out to you.